Today we have with us Dr. Pradeep Senapati, who is an associate professor from the Department of Community Medicine, Asian Institute of Medical Sciences, Bangalore. So Dr. Pradeep, welcome to National Dynamic Medical Student Summit.
Thank you, Dr. Sajjan, for having me with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's been always a pleasure to have a discussion. So without any much further discussion, of course, so the entire event is about for the medical students to understand a career perspective. So what would be better than having the consultant themselves share their story of their life and how they have come across with the hardships or whatever wonders they have seen in their career, so that the students can get the real view of a career pathway and they could make an informed decision. So with that, let's move on with first question would be, why did you choose community medicine as a specialty? Was it your first choice? How did it come to you?
No, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you for coming up with such a novel idea. And this actually answers the question. Just for the fact that, there was nobody to guide me back then as to what would be the subject of my choice. So I was good at cricket, and my seniors whom I used to play cricket with, they were all community medicine, seniors. And I sort of saw their lifestyle and felt that, okay, so here are these guys who are doctors, who are good at it, and at the same time they get to play what they want to do. So I thought, okay, let me also get to that kind of a lifestyle. And it was basically the lifestyle of my seniors and the inspiration of my seniors, which spurred me on in my third year MBBS itself that I should take up the subject. So right from third year MBBS, I had fixed mentally that I will take community medicine. But later on, in spite of certain chances to take up other subjects also, I don't know, I still stuck with community medicine, and I'm absolutely happy that I stayed with the decision. Though the decision why I took initially was, the reason why I took initially was something else. But then later on, as I went on, the reason turned out to be something much more beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a different story through which I think many students would be inspired from those backgrounds, right? They could relate the way you have come to the decision there, right? So with that now, being in this particular profession for so many years, how do you see the pros of this particular specialty?
So what happened is I got to do my MBBS in a place with a rural kind of a background. Mm-hmm. And I came from a very urban setting when I came to the rural background. So that was a mismatch, as in when I joined college. And then I understood that this mismatch is absolutely beautiful, and this is what our country is about. And so this led me on to learn more, to explore more, and to know people at its finest, where they are in their rural setup, and of course the urban slums and whatever. So I got this first-hand opportunity to know people the way they are and the way they live. So the first pro, if I ask you selfishly, if I tell you selfishly, is it got to help me enrich myself as an individual and as a person, to become a better person. So that's one major pro for me. That's a major takeaway for me. But having said all that, now that I practice clinically in the opportunity which is provided by my present institution, so all the learnings and all the experiences of knowing people, getting to know people, and seeing things the way it is, I'm able to replicate the same thought processes in my clinical practice, and hence I think that my patients are more satisfied, just for the fact that the conversations what they have with me probably is a little different compared to what it would be otherwise. So that's a major takeaway for me as far as the subject goes. And importantly, that we are in the midst of the pandemic and all this world over, the importance of the subject has risen. It's rising, and it will be up there. That's what I believe. And so this has now given me an opportunity to work with everybody in the administration, just for the fact that the way we look at things and the way we deal with things would ensure that in the field level, in the ground level, things would happen in a better fashion. So these are the major takeaways from pros, if you would call it.
Got it. Right. So, as a person who knows the ground level and then going up towards the clinical and talking to patients would makes a big difference. So that's what one of the major pro of this. And of course, as the pandemic comes, the things has given more importance on, right. So now with we looked into the pros of it. So in the simultaneously, what do you see the con of the disadvantages of being in this particular specialty?
Yeah, so definitely, there are cons as well. Um, so for starters, it is not really looked up to as a subject by others. So for an individual to wade through that kind of a mental block, what others have, is a challenge in itself, and you have to face it upright and with a straight face every time it's thrown at you, and yet deliver what you're supposed to deliver. One thing. Second thing, casual conversations with people, uh, they tell, oh my God, there's so much for you to do, but then yeah, yes, a faltu ka kam. That is the kind of thought which happens. But the faltu ka kam is the reason why processes are in place, and why policies are in place, and why things are in place that they have to follow it. So nonetheless, this faltu ka kam, the red tapeism and the administrative issues, that takes a lot of time, and there is a drain on you. And at the same time, knowing many of my peers, many are actually caught in different spheres. So they want to keep a specialization of themselves, a mini specialization in the subject, and they want to stick to that. And when the subject is so wide open, and there's a lot what you can see and do, people stick to certain domains, and that I think is also one kind of a con, wherein we can actually do better in many other domains. Though we can always stick to our core domain, we can always look into the other domains. So that also is an issue.
Right. So now we're looking into both cons and pros of computer medicine as a specialty. Now, for whom do you would you suggest as an ideal choice this particular specialty is for?
See, for me, any specialty for that matter, I look at on the same level and the same ground. For me, a biochemist or an anatomist, or a pathologist or a surgeon or an orthopedician or an oncosurgeon. For me, everybody has their own role and have their own worth in what they're doing. So I would never say one specialty or the other any day. But then what really counts is what is your intention? How do you want your day to be? And at the same time, how do you want your year to be, or how do you want to be at the end of 10 years? So your short-term goals, your medium-term goals, and your long-term goals as to how you want to lead your life is very essential and very important when you want to decide what specialty you want to take. So for me, the catchword over here is aptitude. So it is the aptitude which decides what kind of a specialty you want to take in. So if somebody has got to take psychiatry, so you need to have that aptitude to literally be there and empathize, and that is the type of a person who do justice to a subject like that. At the same time, for a person like community medicine, I just gave an example of psychiatry. So for a person like community medicine, the aptitude is very, very essential, wherein we have to go down. We have to, I wouldn't say down. I mean, we really don't know much. We have to actually rise up to the level of, I would say down. We have to rise up to the level of, people, and be with the people, learn with the people, and deliver your goods to the people. So it's your aptitude which literally matters when you have to take a subject like this.
Wonderful. So passion and aptitude. What's your this you stressed
Yeah.
on? Got it right. So now looking into computer medicine, a student completes MD in computer medicine. So what specialization opportunities or what he can do after his MD? Any academically what he can go to the next ladder?
And that's the beauty of the subject. So you're an example, I'm an example, and our friends are examples. So we don't really have to stick to one domain, as I told you some time back. So there are numerous fields with which one with a degree of community medicine, the armed with a degree of community medicine, can actually work on. So you can be a clinician outright, and you can practice your clinical medicine because you have a very strong base. and your clinical outcomes, especially prognostic outcomes, I believe is good when you can actually incorporate the ideas and the lessons what you learn through the subject. Point number one. The second thing is, see, what I love to do is, at the same time, I love to kind of inspire youngsters and teach them, and stay young with them. So you can always be a teacher, around so many wonderful students. You're building the future there. So that's a wonderful opportunity. At the same time, you can work with international organizations, and they are looking out for you when you do your community medicine. So there are various international organizations, reputed international organizations, and all of you know the World Health Organization, and so on and so forth, and you can work. We have lots of NGOs. We have our own postgraduates who are now working with NGOs and doing phenomenal job. They get so much satisfaction in what they do, and they're also paid well. At the same time, you have the corporate world and the corporate setup. So corporate setup also looks up to people like you to come up with corporate practices and issues like that. So for a community medicine guy, he needs to learn to sell himself to whom he wants to get employed with, and that is if you want to get employed. There's another thing wherein you are the master yourself. So if you're looking for an opportunity to work by yourself and build your own path and build your own trajectory, community medicine is a wonderful subject to do so, because this way you'll be a master yourself, and at the same time you could be able to really impact many lives. So when I say as an individual what you can do, what's the trajectory you can build on, something like running programs, running your chain of clinics, or coming up with novel ideas. Research has got a lot of potential, and then so stuff like this. As I told you, the horizon is wide. There's a lot you can do. You choose what you want to do. You aim for it. You work for it, and you'll get it there. You'll get there.
Got it. So you now touched upon some of the opportunities, career opportunities, what students, graduates, postgraduates, after completing MD, community medicine could look into, right? And you also looked into international opportunities also. So now, once we are into different career pathways, what could be the earning potential? Could you just give some numbers soon after MD, community medicine? What are the numbers we are looking into?
Frankly, if you take my case, I am very happy with the work I do, and with probably the paycheck I get. I'm very happy because my employers have been very kind to me. At the same time, there is a lot of opportunity for every individual. I don't want to literally put a number. Are you expecting numbers? So I really
a range, if possible. What if you
yeah, if he's a fresher, and if he's got to look at
hello,
an annual, you can look at an annual CTO of around 12 lakhs. Okay. At the same time, if they want to foray into something else and they want to look into something else, then the sky's the limit. For all you know, I know people from our specialty who have a path, who have carved their own paths, and they are doing extremely well. So this as a career option will always hold you in good stead. It will never put you down to an extent that you will be at the mercy of somebody else, is what I believe. There are so many opportunities across that you don't need to be at the mercy of somebody. You can always work very well with somebody, and your work will be valued.
Right. So as a specialty, how do you see the work-life balance? Because that's at the end of the day, work-life balance is the most important thing. So as a specialty, how do you think, how is the community medicine keeping the work-life balance?
So that is what I told you. When I told you that I chose this as a subject, the work-life balance. It's so good. As in, I wanted my time, and I get that time. I get my me time. I get my time where I want to do my stuff. At the same time, irrespective of whatever pressure it is, I'm able to deliver, I think, at work. And that is very important. And then when you come back, if you look at the stress quotient, when I come back home or whatever, I don't think I have a huge stress quotient that I know I need to get back at my family for any negative reason. So that doesn't happen. So for a person with community medicine, if I could say, I wouldn't say it's a chilled out job and all, but then you can always have the time to chill out. So that's the good thing about it.
Got it. Got it. Great. So now, Dr. Pradeep, looking into next 5 to 10 years, so how do you see the specialty growing? As you rightly said, it may not be the first choice of a undergrad student who's looking into, but with the current pandemic and a lot of things happening recently, how do you see the next 5 to 10 years of the specialty growing?
Now, actually, for a guy and a girl who want to really make it big and who are, who have this hunger to make it big, I would say that this is a subject that they should take, because you will just be thrown in the deep sea, and if you can really swim it out there and you can come out, everybody is going to look up at you and applaud. And the potential to make it big in this speciality in a younger age, and the potential to be looked around and looked up to is much quicker, I feel, compared to probably other subjects, with all due respects to all the subjects. So that is my personal opinion, for the fact that we are at this point of time in life and in the world, that we're just coming out of the pandemic. So when we just step in out here, people know the worth of the subject. We're going to have a lot of public health cadre being created, and probably we would have an IMS being created, and we'll have departments and zones coming directly under doctors who probably have done community medicine. So that's the opportunity what I look at. And already we have other states who have emulated it and who are already doing it. A state like Tamil Nadu or Odisha or even Kerala, for that matter. So things are in the process. So this is probably the right time to get into the subject, if you ask me. You get a complete worldview, and you can be a world beater if you have it in you to do it.
Got it. Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great insight. With we're looking to know many of the academic and the process. So now we'd like to know more about you and your, how it's been for you from the days of MBBS. If you could share an insight into from your MBBS days, how it was, and what was the decisions you made, and after that, what you did, and how did you land up in the community medicine, and what's happening currently. So if you could give an insight, it would be great to understand and inspire us.
So I was never this, So I was never this great academic guy, but then I would say that I would be smart enough to ensure that I would get through with my exams, and I never had any headache with that. At the same time, I was always into sports, physical sports and games, and at the same time, I was always involved in my cultural activities and whatnot. And of course, the innumerable trips with my batchmates and my friends. So I was that kind of a guy, and I was actually inspired by people who are also leading a lifestyle like that, who happened to be from the same branch. And then I thought, okay, this is the way I should be, man. And and that's how I got into it. So I did my MBBS from Aditya Chinchunga Institute of Medical Sciences, one of the reputed and pretty well-known old institutions of our state, with some great seniors and wonderful juniors. And after that, 1 year I took a sabbatical, but I was very clear that I wanted to do the subject, and I was exploring as to where I could, and I got an opportunity to then come to my home, that is Agents of Medical Sciences in Bangalore. I happened to be from the first batch of a postgraduate, and it had its own challenges. At the same time, we had our own learnings. I had a great guide in Dr. Leonard Machado, and then of course my other staff who who've been there. So my guide has been a very big inspiration for me in the things I do now and the way I am now. So Yeah, it's been a very good journey. And in my post graduation, it was completely different, because as an undergraduate, I was this playful, cheerful guy, and in my post graduation, I had to actually slog it out, because I had to meet the targets, I had to meet the thing. And then I now realize as to why those days, those tough days, have sharpened me, and who's made me the product whatever I am today. So post graduation is very, very essential, and I thoroughly loved it. I enjoyed doing it, and that's what took me, helped me cross the line. Otherwise, it would have been a little difficult. And then I started working here itself. So I'm working here for the last. I'm here for the last 12 years, 3 years as a postgraduate and 9 years as a staff over here. So it's been great, and this is home for me. So it's wonderful. Yeah.
Great, wonderful, wonderful. It's very inspiring to see the journey, and I also know that a post MD you have done some other specialization and degrees. Could you just throw some light so that students would get an idea of how did you choose those specialities, and what all have you accomplished currently with the degrees?
Yeah. So what happened is I was inspired by my mother. My mother has done her. She's a sociologist. So then I got this idea that I used to actually sit and learn with my mother, because my mother did all this pretty late in her life. So I used to sit and learn with my mother as she was learning, and I used to say, okay, in her age when she's doing that, she went on to ace all the exams and getting the gold medal and all the things, whatever she did. So that kind of inspired me. So I took up medical sociology as so I did my MSc in medical sociology from the University of Madras. And at the same time, after I did that, at the same time, I also wanted to do my MBA, because I thought that administration would be my thing, and all the principles what I learned in my MBA in hospital administration actually helped me run my health center as from the way we designed it and the way we run it. So I did my MBA in hospital administration from Bharat University in Coimbatore. Apart from that, I also did my after my MSc, I went on to do my MPhil in medical sociology itself, and then I registered for the PhD program. It's yet to complete. So that's been the journey otherwise. And other than this, I keep doing small courses here and there out of interest. But yeah, these are the master degrees what I hold apart from my MBA in community medicine.
Wonderful, wonderful. So because many of the students cannot see what they can do after AMD community medicine, so it could really inspire many of them to look into different directions. So this is one of the directions which you showed us today, right? And coming to the career, you have been so many years in this particular specialty. What has been one of the challenge which you have faced in the career process?
Well, if you ask me what is a challenge, whatever you do, okay. So whatever you do, okay, there is always somebody who's been there and done that. Most of the times. So to bring about that novelty every time, to bring about that newness every time in what you do, is a challenge. And it is always this novelty and this newness which sells and which takes you across the board, right? So that is a perennial challenge. It's always there. So other than that, career-wise, I've not literally been challenged or have a challenge per se. But then to do this every time is where the challenge lies, and you got to deliver it.
Got it. Great. And what has been the best part of being in this particular career for you?
Oh yeah, the best part of being in this particular career is, my life is enriched. I get to meet all types of people every day. I get to meet people from different spheres. I get to hear so much from everybody that it literally assimilates in me, and I try to live their lives in a very little span whatever I get. And what that does is it just throws open so much. The window is just opened up, and you look at people and their lives and what they do. And at the same time, what this happens is all these experiences and all these learnings, I want to give it back to my students and my friends and share with them. And I try my bit to do that. So I'm happy that if I could do something like that, and a little bit if I could share, and if they can take it, and if they can use that in their lives in whatever little way, I'm happy, and yeah, it's good.
Wonderful, wonderful, great. So
Yeah.
now we are almost at the end of the discussion. So what would be your no guidance for the students who are inclined to take computer medicine as a specialty?
Yeah. So my guidance is it's very simple. My funda is very simple as far as the post graduation is concerned, and you know, if you can develop on your value system uh, and you work on your values and stick to your values, that would take you through, and you'd be really good. So when I say values, it's all about what at home they really want you to be and want you to literally teach and preach. So with regard to honesty and hardworking and being true and whatnot. So values like this, if you are for it, and if you can take it through your post graduation, you'd be wonderful postgraduate at the end of the day, and you'd be a wonderful professional at the end of the day. And I'm telling you, this is what will take you through, and you will really reach heights when we can do it. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. So that's my take as far as taking the subject is. And of course, you got to have that hunger. You got to have that that little bit of leadership in you, that passion and that drive. And at the same time, you want to create a difference in people's lives. Very, very naturally and very, very original and very truly, you want to create a difference in people's lives. So if that is the way you think, then I think that you should take the subject.
Wonderful. Great. So, Dr. Pradeep, sir, it's been a great pleasure having you today. And you have been, it's a pleasure and it's an honor for me to get mentored by you during my post-graduation days. And you are a very passionate person, the way you interact with the community and the stand for what you have said, exactly the stand for the people and the stand for the students. It's really inspiring to learn from you and to be mentored from under your guidance. So thank you so much for being here today to share your life and your views with the students of India. So thank you so much for being here, sir.
I'm actually proud. I'm very proud of you. And when I said whatever I said, you would be probably one of the best examples of whatever I was speaking about. So your value system and the way it took you and to the way you to the place you are today, I couldn't have been more proud of anybody more than you. So so thank you, Sajjan, for having me, and it's an absolute pleasure and honor to share my time with you, and I love it every single time we do it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Isn't this valuable to know the career pathway of a specialist? Hear from experiences of 50 plus consultant doctors from across India. Get an insight into 22 plus medical specialties and make an informed career decision which will shape your future. Join India's first of a kind online medical specialty summit exclusively designed for medical students. Visit our website drsajjanacademy.com to know more. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity.